compare year 2020 the beginning of the end.
How are you? Excuse me, what's going on here? It's simple. I'm you and I come from the future. Well, not in my time, but in this time, you could say yes. Since you were not someone who liked to study much. Please. Who do you think you are to talk to me like that? You have asked me, and I have only answered you. But I think you are not yet mature enough to accept the criticisms. Whether about the cow is not, I will call my parents and the police to come for you and arrest you. Do you think I don't know that you live alone and there is one you can talk to or ask for help at this time? Well, apparently you are right about that, but that does not mean that I cannot close the door and leave you outside. As I assume it still does not have the maturity necessary to understand an event of the magnitude. I will have the right for curiosity to enter so that he can open the door. Again, but in the meantime, I will have to block the phone signal. Should I will have to block the phone signal. Should the cannons repeat anyone, or worse, still the other side of nonsense. Dude, I can't believe it. This is possible. How can it possible come from the future? And the worst is how am I going to know what the future is for? And why are you looking for me? I have to do something or talk to someone who can tell me and is trustworthy. But who could it be? Well, it seems the place is quiet and it seems to be fairly safe place. I think we will stay here until we organize it. A good plan to be able to act in the best way. Physics manual, he could tell me if this could be possible or not, but I must think how to tell without making my crazy. Apparently, he is someone pure passion and not all curious as he was. before, but I must be aware. Sooner or later, he will tire. Healthy cow doesn't come in. I think you have to go out to see if Zach Goose is still there. How about Jorge? How are you? What? What? How do you get in my house? Well, when you open the door between. Well, he seems to have passed out. Of course, but that happened. Why am I on the couch? Why does my head hurt? What happened? You have passed out from depression, and that is something normal that had to happen. What? So this is not dreams? You are real? Is everything you told me real? I can't believe this is all possible. Well, you must believe it because everything I tell you is true. Nothing I told you is a lie. And what I will tell you now will make you understand why I am at this time. Why do you say all that? I'm scared of everything you tell me. Why are you talking so sure about what you will tell me about the future? Is what you're going to tell me so bad? You will know now is that will happen in the world and the reasons why I have come to your time. Science use this year everything started. Beginning of everything. What do you mean with the beginning of everything? I come from the year 2019. The reason I'm here is because I have to avoid that the future I confront does not have to come true because it is a very horrible future. But above all, it's a future which no one shall go through, much less life. As one life in that the future if the worst. That is why I have to prevent that future from coming true. But what do you say? How can that be possible? It can't be possible. But tell me something because they sent you already. Why have they sent me? What could you? Well, even if you don't believe, if you can do more than you expected happen, if you don't realize it, you still have a lot of potential and you can achieve great things, and in the future you will achieve amazing and wonderful things. Me, but how is that possible? I can't believe it. But what do you have to do to avoid it? Or rather, like me or Peter, how can we prevent that from happening? Well, I will still think about that. But before that happens, I have to check some events that are about to happen and what will indicate if the future I come from will pass or not. How will you know if these events will happen? First off, all I have to see those 10 events that will happen and then think about how to act. Or how will you see those 10 events happen or will happen? Or do you have to go to those places where these events will happen? The way I will know is not by going to those places, but through an information transmission device. And what is that transmission device? Or how will you know which is his information transmission device? In my end, you have to have a device like that. Since everyone had such a device in these times. But what is that device? I don't know what type of device is that or whatever. Do you know what is called or what is its name? The truth is that I don't remember anything. Science through time travel only the most important and necessary memories are the only ones I remember, but I consider that if you tell me the name of the dins you have, I could remember the name of that information transmission device. Okay, well, I will tell you the name of things I have at home. After telling me the name of all the things you have in your house, I think I already know what the information transmission device I was referring to is television, but in the same way, another transmission device information is it's not good, but what I'm not sure of is where they will announce the events that I'm referring to. That's fine, but what are you going to do while you wait for this to happen? That, but I will have to wait until that happens. Whose stuff is this? What are these? These are sunglasses and they are mine, but they serve to reflect the sun so that it cannot harm or hurt your eyes. They make you look better, more attractive and handsome. Also, I think keep them take myself from the sun and look handsome. Basics, they look much better to me than to you. I'm less pleasant and fun in the future. Yeah. Hi, where do you sleep? I sleep in the sofa. And he will rest for a while. So don't bother me. Don't do anything silly. No, wait, don't sleep. We have to watch television to see if they say anything about the events you say will happen. I'll start.
Ay, se ve tu textote, no mames.
I'm going to mark the face. It's Manuel. He could tell me if this could be possible or not, but I must know to tell him without making my crazy. Are those events about to happen?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to your favorite and most reliable newscast worldwide, the Extreme News. Today, the one usually of the terrible events that are happening in the world, among which are today are the fires in Australia, in which the fires destroyed more than a fifth of Australia's forest. Uh, 5.8 million hectares, derived from a multi-year drought combined with global warming. These fires destroyed trees and vegetation, but also thousands of animals that were caught in the fire. The koala was one of the species most affected by the fires, and you will surely have seen some images in which they are rescued, thirsty, and with severe burns on their bodies. After the situation has been brought under control, some already recovered koalas are being released back into their natural habitat, but the damage has been done. Another event that is happening in the world is the floods in Indonesia. Torrential rains caused severe floods in the city of Jakarta, not once but twice, one in January and the other in February. The situation left at last 16 dead and more than 100,000 people left since they had the evacuated avoid major tragedy. Well, before we left, we are upset. Well, before we leave, we are advised that there will be a statement below from our national presidents. Thanks. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm their president, and today I come to give you terrible news, since unfortunately, a terrible virus has come to our country, for which reason all civil, social, sporting, educational, food and drug charges are ordered to be closed until further notice. Therefore, it is necessary that everyone take many precautions and follow the following instructions. The use of face mask. Take a distance of 2 meters between each person as a minimum distance. Do not live with many people in the same place. Do not have party of gathering. Only go outside unless it is very necessary and protect yourself with the correct health measures and disinfect all the used materials that had problems abroad. Finally, finally stay at home and always take care to clean our place. Thanks for attention. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to your favorite and most reliable newscast worldwide, the Extreme News. Today we will announce the following event: the coronavirus pandemic. This outbreak began in late 2019 years, but it was not until January 12, 2020 years that the World Health Organization issued a statement identifying the new SARS-CoV-2 virus as a strain that had not been reported in humans. Research indicates that it emerged in Wuhan market. This virus caused the disease called COVID-19, and the most vulnerable groups are older adults, pregnant women, and people with chronic disease. Given its rapid spread, it declared a pandemic of the countries most affected by this virus are the United States, Spain, and Italy. Globally, the number of infected people already exceed 3.6 million, while that of the dead ranges from 2015. People have been called to stay home to avoid further contagion, while the world economy is practically paralyzed with the exception of activities considered essential. In some European countries, they are already beginning to return to normal, but everything is gradual and complying with the relevant sanitary measures. In the case of Mexico, 26,025 people have tested positive for COVID-19 and 2,057 people have died. Might fight. Another event that happened were the Chernobyl fires in 1986 years displaced suffered the greatest nuclear catastrophe. Now, 34 years later, it was the scene of heavy forest fires that forced Kiev residents to take shelter in their homes. Air quality fell and was listed as dangerous as radiation levels began to rise. The good news is that authorities say they did not pose a threat to the nuclear plant or their critical infrastructure around it. Thanks for attention. See you later. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to your favorite and more reliable newscast worldwide, the Stream News. Today we start with the news about the fall in the price of oil. In April, the price of United States oil collapsed and contracts that expired in May were placed below $0 per barrel. This due to the caution of investors due, due to the lack of place to store it and a drop in global economy caused by the coronavirus pandemic. Currently, the future oil price course if in what is called contagion, when the current price is lower than the future price, which is why the price of the contract for June of the following month is above the contract for May. This suggests that the market considers that the WTI Texas crude oil type price could recover towards the end of the year due to the cut in oil production or higher demand. Oil prices were in negative numbers. Another important event that is happening is that of the killer hornet. In some regions of Japan, they are seen as a delicious snack because they are crisp, leave a warm and tingling sensation in the mouth when eating, and their poison, but the taste of liqueurs. But the recent arrival of these Mandarin scooters on the west coast of the United States has raised the concern of beekeepers and the scientific community as this insect known as killer hornet is lethal and capable of manipulating entire beehive and fighting against double prey of its size. Their bites can cause kidney failure and are quite aggressive. Thanks for attention. See you later. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to your favorite and most reliable newscast worldwide, the String News. Today we will present to you three important events that have taken place this year that have taken an amazing turn in the world. The first of these is the measles outbreak in Latin America. Amid the coronavirus pandemic, measles outbreaks have been reported in several Latin American countries. The Pan American Health Organization (WHO) warned that numerous cases have been registered in Brazil, Colombia, Argentina, Venezuela, and Mexico. Carissa Etienne, director of WHO, called for keeping measles vaccination as a priority to prevent the disease from re-emerging and further complicating the world's health emergencies. According to the Ministry of Health, the last measles case in Mexico was registered in 1994 years, but currently, as of May 1, 2020 years, 163 cases have been confirmed. Another event that we have experienced this year was the alleged death of Kim Jong-un. The North Korean leader gave something to talk about last April because he disappeared completely. The last time he was seen in public was April 11, but he began to raise suspicions after missing his grandfather's birthday celebration, Kim Tu-sham, on April 15. Rumors began to spread like wildfire over Kim's absence, but it was soon reported that he had undergone a cardiovascular system procedure due to smoking problems and obesity. When he did not report, it was speculated that he was serious, that he had even died. The rumors were so strong that the name of his sisters, Kim Jong-un, began to sound like his possible successors, who could have a style of government identical to that of his brother Saints. It is precisely she who has helped to forge the public image of Kim Jong-un. Just a few days ago, a North Korean newspaper released images of the North Korean leader opening a fertilizer factory which eliminated, although not entirely, the rumors about the health of leader. Finally, an important amazing event that left everyone very surprised that the Pentagon released UFO videos. After they were leaked years ago, the Pentagon finally released three videos of unidentified flying object UFO sightings, all of which were recorded by some of its pilots in 2004 and 2015 years. These videos were already used to try to substantiate the existence of extraterrestrial life of the Department of Defense decided to make them public to avoid any myth about the origin of the recordings and was what is offset in it. It must be made clear that these recordings do not prove the existence of extraterrestrial life. They are unlike evidence of flying bodies whose origins is unknown. However, the images caused a sensation among ufologists. Thanks for attention. See you later.
Thanks for your attention and sorry for the lack of good pronunciation, but this is a video for a final paper and I don't know speak English. Sorry.